Alright guys, Scrappy again today. Hope you're doing well and enjoying your day so far. The $20,000 Flank Invitational concludes last night. OpTic Mercules back on top of these off-season tournaments with an all OpTic grand final. Merc, Dashy, Shotzzy and Huke all featuring on the teams that made it all the way. Some big results last night, some big matchups, some big reaction as well going into the new season. Very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. All that good stuff. I think we got to 131,000 subs as well. Wanted to start here. Master Prestige is done. The race is over after a few days. OpTic got there. I think it was, what, Doom Clan probably that won, I guess. But, you know, there's all sorts of drama on this every year because the Doom Clan guys, they spawn into these lobbies and, like, the teammates that they go into the lobbies with have accounts with, like, basically 0.01 KDs or whatever. And they just sit there in the background and let the main accounts just absolutely farm all the kills and the score and the damage. So it's a bit cheese. Is it technically the win? I think yes, but I think many would consider the real champions of this to be Havoc and Attach. They put in an absolute shift over the last few days. I think they lost technically to Doom Clan by only a handful of minutes, really. 3 days, 6 hours. 77 eliminations per game, 2.66k. Now look, as I say, given the whole Doom Clan scenario, is skill-based matchmaking still a thing? Yes. Is it as strong as it has been before? Probably not. But it's not totally open matchmaking. That is very clear. And look, Havoc and Attach, I'm sure, experience that as well to some degree. But yeah, what a roller coaster. Congrats to these gentlemen, because I think many would consider them the real champions of this whole scenario. G2 also confirmed their roster. They did so in a rather strange way, because if you go to their page here, you'll find they did separate tweets. So the first piece of the puzzle, we've got ReeaL. He's coming back. We knew that before. He was on their team last year. Then we've got Mamba Mentality. We've got, of course, Mamba coming in as the second man. We've then got Skies, who is, well, helping round out their AR line. And then reaching final form with Krem. And that was it. They didn't do like a total video. So there you go. Anyway, that's the roster of 4. How good are they going to be? Good question. Look, ReeaL and Kremp, I think lots of talent in there from an SMG perspective. This is just like a classic Rokkr team, right? This strike. If you'd have told me this is a roster of 4, I'd have told you it was on the Rokkr. Just because the way, okay, they're not even Rokkr anymore, G2 Minnesota, whatever. But this is the type of team that they like to form. That, you know, it's interesting maybe, but it's just not that exciting, right? Like the other teams I think are a bit more exciting. I don't think the floor of this team is as low as some other teams, but I don't think their ceiling is going to be as high either. So, yeah, intrigued to your thoughts on that. It's interesting to see Mamba in the league. I'm excited for that. How's it going to work, given that Mamba and Craze are a bit of a duo? They're no longer going to be a duo for the upcoming season. How's it going to work with Skies, Kremp and ReeaL from an SMG side? Kremp had a pretty good year last year. ReeaL had a bit of a down year, but he was on Minnesota, but he's still on Minnesota. The year before, of course, in LAG, ReeaL had a very solid rookie season. But let's talk about what happened last night, because there was some 1v1 action happening before everything got underway. Mercules was actually doing a 1v1 against Huke, and he started off 14-2. Now, Huke actually brought a bit of a comeback here, but yeah, Shotzzy says, wow, this kid might literally be the GOAT. Mercules was on serious form last night in this tournament, as to be fair was Huke. Huke's also excellent in this game. So's Dashy, so's Shotzzy. I mean, yeah, OpTic are clearly the team to beat. Right now, they're clearly the team to beat. That shouldn't be too much of a surprise. Reigning world champions on even more of a movement-based game. All of their other close rivals have blown up their rosters. They're going to take a bit of time to get into things. Look, are OpTic going to go 6 for 6 on events this year? No, but it would be a shock if they don't win something, especially maybe even multiple events, the way that things are looking very early on, especially now with Mercules in his second year. So the guy's out of control. These were the teams for last night's events, and the team that most people were looking at really was this Dashy, Mercules, ReeaL and JoeDeceives team, because on paper, that's a disgusting lineup. Combination between the OpTic team and the Toronto team, kind of like a mini OpTic in some respects really. It's like, okay, JoeDeceives is amazing, maybe not quite Shotzzy, ReeAl's incredible, maybe not quite Huke, so, but apart from that, it's effectively the same roster. Now, Shotzzy and Huke, they were playing with Nero and Slasher, who should be pretty good here, but this was not just a search and destroy tournament, these were respawns as well, so look, if you give me that team for search and destroy, sure, early season, I'd expect them to make a serious run. Probably didn't expect them to go quite as far as they ended up going. It's pretty rare these tournaments that the favourites end up winning. I mean, Dashy Mercules team were probably considered to be the favourites in many respects. There were some other notable teams as well. Scrap with Lurks and Craze and Kenny. We'll have a look at how they got on in the coming minutes. These were the other rosters going into the day. HyDra and aBeZy were with Skies and Mamba, so that was pretty interesting as well. We also had, because Lurks couldn't play, Havoc was filling in and actually did a great job here. So it was pretty cool after they finished the race that Havoc was hopping into the lobby, was actually dropping some good numbers as well. Look, could Colt Havoc come back and try to make a return? Yeah, I think he could actually give it a decent go. Would it make sense for him to do so? Probably not. But I thought it was pretty cool that they got the win there. That, of course, was with Kenny, as we just said, because the team was meant to be Lurks, Craze, Scrap, and Ken. Then Havoc stepped in and did a very solid job, as we saw. But a couple of clips I wanted to share here because, well, Shotzzy especially was on fire. There were some that were actually out of control. We talked last night about the meta, right? The M15 meta, the way that that currently looks. This clip was totally outrageous in my opinion. So Shotzzy's coming up behind Abuzah here, takes him hostage, and then it hits one of the more outrageous clips ever. So he takes the guy hostage, and then he's looking across this other window. Now, of course, when you're holding a hostage, you can only hip fire, right? So presumably it's only going to work close range. But he just absolutely incinerates the guy, Neptune that was, across the map with the M15 with a hip fire. I mean, what are we watching here? Like, what actually is going on? I don't understand how the accuracy was that good. Maybe he just got very lucky. Possible, but still, right? Like, what a gunfight to somehow win, and Shotzzy gets that one. So a couple of clips we've got to share here before we talk about some of these matches in more detail.
We gotta get
just you now. Watch your ass.
pinch or where?
He was their side A, I think. Yep, yeah, their side.
Yeah.
They're ready. Want me to?
Stay low.
One enemy left. Handle it.
Let's fucking go.
Do it again so we can get the hell out of here.
Let's fucking go, Kyler.
Yep.
Okay, Star Wars fight.
No bullshit. I'm playing Infinite Warfare right now.
It looks like Black Ops 3. Yeah, he's wild now.
Fucking go, bro. Win this D.
I don't know where you went.
That was huge.
There's more streaks to get than Justin Hellstorm. Like, it's so... You should earn something for frying that hard.
Yeah.
Ivor top in a second. Ivor top in a second.
Just one.
Snap, I got pitch, I got pitch.
Ivor top in.
Low,
Ivor low. You're good.
Man, I can't wait for the Stallions to play. You think they do good or do you think they get slammed?
Turn right now.
Who's
Like-
the normal matchup?
It depends. It's either going to be Scrap's team or Cammy's team.
Oh.
Where do we flip by?
Whoever wins.
Where do we flip?
They're all saying-
Gets to winners finals.
They're
they
all
lose in winners
saying
finals, though.
slammed. Everybody's saying that they're going to get slammed. But let me tell you something about the Stallions. We got grit, baby. We got grit. I think.
I'm blocking. Mid.
It's a good play. He hit this pretty quick, too. Oh, my God. He's going to go back. Oh, my God. He's different.
Oh my God, that's Merc.
Nah, he's different.
Come on,
bro.
King.
He's
Come
different.
on.
He's different, bro.
Fucking legend, bro. Let's get the fucking legend.
Yeah, Ant's on a pinch. Ant's on a pinch. One
Yeah,
guy's
I'm
gotta be
waiting,
like
I'm
mid market
waiting.
or low A. Maybe pinching
waiting.
again.
He's our A side weak. Nap.
Okay.
I have him hostage. Yo, mid market.
Both our sides somewhere.
Top grandma. Dead. Come here.
What the fuck? First hard point.
Fell down.
Hey, bro, it's just nades. It's so mixy. I feel like they get split spawn so easily, so it's so hard to actually control it if you don't have a side.
Really.
Ooh.
Hit the deep right here. One man deep right.
Yeah.
I for new.
Oh!
So some matches I want to go through, picked out a few that I thought were kind of interesting. We had Team Cellian versus Team Drazah. This was a 3-0 early doors. This was, I kind of feel bad actually because Legend, he's been having a hard time, right? I mean, he had a 0.64 in this series. His other series, he had, I think, a 0.65. Yeah, he played the Stallions as well. So Team Cell, they lost to the Stallions. They played a Colossus hardpoint, a Scar Overload. They got 2-0'd. Yeah, Legend in the respawns. He's been having a pretty difficult time so far, it's got to be said. And yeah, look, it's early days. Things can certainly change. But right now, Legend is, I'm sure his teammates are thinking, all right, like we know we're going to have a bit of a challenge here. But the talent's obviously there. but these early tournaments haven't been especially kind to the most notable player coming over from Halo. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Certainly one of his teammates from OpTic Halo later today. But Drazah's team, Envoy, Drazah, Abuzah, Neptune, very good team to be fair. They get the 3-0 victory. They played a Search, Colossus, a Raid, Hardpoint, and Overload on Den. We're certainly going to discuss more on Overload later on today as well. This was that other series that I was talking about as well. There was also this. Now, I will say on regard to Luna's, this was like his worst series of the day by far, which is probably not a surprise given that he played the eventual champions team Mercules. But if we look at Luna's numbers here, actually, he played Scrap's team. He had a 1.2, 1.25 against Ghosty, 1.13 against Slasher. So apart from the Mercules absolute masterclass, Luna's was pretty good yesterday, and it's kind of notable because it's obviously been a talking point for the upcoming season on that Surge team. Can Luna's step up significantly compared to what we saw last year? Can the rest of the team do the job? Is a Legend going to become the player that they want him to be? Certainly not right now, but maybe. Snoopy as well, honestly really fun to watch on this game. Like, this guy is out of control, and yeah, against Merc he had a 0.8, but who didn't, right? So those are some of the early numbers from these series last night. Also, shout out EasyMac and all the guys at Breaking Point who helped put this together, tracking the stats, putting the numbers in, and making this happen on the site, because to get an off-season tournament like this properly tracked on the website with all of the statistics is just brilliant. So yeah, thanks to all the guys for making that happen, because it was a big deal yesterday. And yeah, this was that series though between Gwyn, Luna's, Purj and Snoopy. They got clowns. I mean, the Scar was a 6-0 on the Overload. It wasn't close. But apart from that, it was actually pretty competitive. But again, Mercules with a 1.5. We also then had Team Slasher. So this, notably enough, was Huke, Nero, Shotzzy and Slasher. They were making a serious run of the tournament as well. They won the Scar, Search and Destroy. In the end, they took the Overload. They played a Hardpoint on Cortex. So all sorts of maps being played right now. I think Overload Exposure is kind of an interesting one, because I'm not sure how well Overload plays on some of the other maps. But as I say, that's a conversation for this evening. This, though, was the grand finals. So they made it all the way. Mercules versus Team Slasher in the end. And it's Team Slasher that go down in pretty crushing fashion in the end. I mean, we've got all the maps here, right? JoeDeceives was 35 in 20 map 1. The Scar in the end was a 250 to 57. This was brutal. Mercules had a 2KD. Dashy had a 2KD. So yeah, this team was never going to lose. But I think notably, really, that both of the OpTic guys, like the entire OpTic team, made it to the finals, right? Like, you've got two of the guys on Ravens, Slasher, Nero. We know that they did well. Certainly Slasher at the start of last season, when Ravens were actually a bit of a force to be reckoned with. The Toronto team is expected to be good as well. But, just the fact that Dashy, Mercules, Huke and Shotzzy were all here in the grand finals of the most notable tournament so far was particularly notable. But, yeah, the anti-cheat's back at it again. These are Merc's numbers so far. Obviously 0 control KD because we ain't playing it, but that will change in due course on the site. These were his numbers in the tournaments. He had a 1.25 against Skies' team, a 1.05, and then the final couple of matches they played, 12 and 2 map counts. He had a 1.6 in the grand finals against Slash's team. It's a great tournament. Shout out Zuma for running it and all that stuff. But yeah, Mercules back on top going into the new season certainly keeps the storylines churning as to whether the three-peats might be possible this year. So hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, take care, and I'll see you next time.
They're gonna be, I think.
Oh, yeah,
Backing up. Oh, one of them. Oh, I'm so one. He wallbanged me.
One shot, Mac. One's crossing a bomb. Yeah. Only one cross the bomb right now.
Trial top mid. On top of the crate.
Okay, heard.
Top of the crate. Weak, he's weak. I'm good.
One's pushed up close, yeah.
He's like close up.
Yeah.
I'm
great.
You on the ground? On the ground?
Yeah, they might wrap it, guys. Yeah, the wrap it.
All of them on the ground.
I'm in, fuck. No, he's in.
One's close to me, 100%, bro.
I'm in, absolutely.
On the A-bomb, Lunas. He's gonna be close to me. Okay, heard.
No, 2 in 1B, I think.
The fuck, did they like run back?
He's trying to top it.
Yeah.
Nice.
In Mac and Vid.
Yeah. You see me?
One enemy left.
Let's go. Let's go.
What the fuck?
Let's go, Cammy.
Yo, wait, what? How'd you know he was there? Did you know?
I just guessed, bro, honestly.
Yo, what the fuck? Holy shit. 1v4. Yo, Max probably thinking, yo, literally, God.
Yeah.
AD lying, bro.
Whoa. winning this shit. Yo, we're winning this shit.
Destroy.
What the fuck?